Jeremy here at Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. It's that time of the month again, guys. Got to do my top 5 albums of the month. Being to June 1st, we have to do it for May 2025. Definitely a slim picking month. Most months I'm overwhelmed with albums to review every week. Between bands I'm just already in myself want to check out the new albums from, and then albums sent to me from the labels a month or two prior that I kind of catch my attention. I want to also review. So normally between just bands I just already want to check out and the labels, I'm usually overwhelmed. Like I said, like there's usually 5 or 6 releases every week, at least to check out. But May was really slim picking. I don't think there's hardly any from the labels at all. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them I checked out from the labels. Most of the stuff they sent me are kind of ahead of time for June or July. And from bands I'm already into, there was only a couple, like 1 or 2 of them for the month. So I did have to dig a little bit deeper and kind of find some stuff to do to review this month. I jumped on Metallum and just kind of checked upcoming releases. And I found a bunch of bands that really caught my eye and attention. And I'm really glad it kind of worked out that way, because I did discover a handful of bands I wouldn't have probably discovered otherwise. And it's just some really, really good stuff. Like my top 2 from this month really surprised me how good it was. So let's jump right in, guys. A couple of quick honorable mentions. The Crematorium album, I think they're from Croatia, if I remember correctly. Really good thrash metal. Didn't quite make my list. The new Bangover album, pretty solid stuff. Great riffs, fun lyrics. I wasn't as big of a fan of the vocals on them, but pretty solid album otherwise, but didn't quite make my list. And the other one was the new Behemoth album I checked out. Pretty solid album, like the darkness and the heaviness of it, but overall not quite as strong as some of the other albums I like from them, and didn't make my list. And a lot of my bands on my list are much newer bands, very underground, independent stuff for the most part. 3 of them are debuts, so much newer bands, and one's a sophomore album. So let's jump right in, guys. At number 5, I have Master Charger with the album Posthumus Resurrection. It's their 6th studio album. They formed in 2006 out of the UK. Really good stoner doom metal band. If you're into bands like High on Fire, early Mastodon kind of sound, Clutch, kind of a blend of all those kind of bands put together, and you'll dig these guys. Really good riffs, crunchy like Black Sabbathy riffs, really good vocals, well written songs, good melodic kind of choruses in certain parts as well. But yeah, if you're into those kind of bands, you'll definitely enjoy this band. They're really good. At number 4, I went with a debut album from the band Poison the Preacher called Versus the World. A brand new band out of Columbia, formed in 2021. They're a mix of like crossover thrash, just really, really well done. If you're into Power Trip, they love Power Trip worship and the vocal styles and the musical delivery, which I'm a massive fan of Power Trip. So this is probably one of the reasons this band kind of really connected with me. But a good thrashy kind of crossover, hardcore punk infusion, really well written songs, just really heavy and just a fun album. Just heavy, aggressive, and a lot of punk and hardcore influence for sure. Good stuff. Number 3, Local Boys to Me, Centaurus with their album The Regime. Another debut album released on May 16th. Like I said, they're based in my hometown, Toronto. Really cool artwork on this one. Just some really good meat and potatoes thrash metal, really well written songs. Kind of reminiscent of mid to later period Metallica. Good vocals, very melodic on the vocal side of it. Really good riffs. Great drumming on this album as well. Overall, really dug this album. Pretty solid stuff for a debut album. I don't think they've quite finally fine-tuned their sound quite yet, but a really solid debut. I dug it pretty much. I think I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. So if you're not familiar with these guys, definitely give them some love. And I'm hoping they eventually make it available on CD. It's definitely an album I would love to pick up. But otherwise, really solid stuff. Good album. And number 2, really pleasantly surprised how much I dug this album. The band Misfire. album's called Product of the Environment. It's their sophomore album that was released on May 2nd, so it's from the beginning of the month as well. And they're from Chicago, Illinois. I came across this band because they're opening for Exodus. So I'm like, if they're opening for Exodus, those guys wouldn't take out a crappy band. So I wanted to check it out, and I'm like, wow, this band rips. Really, much like Exodus, very aggressive riffs, high intensity all the way through, great vocals, really, really good thrash metal. Like, I was pleasantly surprised how killer this was. I think I gave it an 8.75 out of 10, almost a 9. Really, really solid stuff. Definitely a contender for my year-end thrash list for sure, maybe even top 10 list. But definitely thrash metal list. I'd be surprised if it didn't make it. But otherwise, really killer album. If you're not familiar with these guys, a really, really good new up-and-coming thrash band. I'm super happy I was introduced to them, and I'm looking forward to more stuff from them for sure. And my number one album is The Executionist. They're out of West Virginia. Another debut album. It's called Sacrament of the Sick. And it's two brothers. I think they're 19 and 20. They formed the band in 2020, so you kind of do the math. When they formed the band, they were like 14 and 16, very young. But this album rips. Just a really aggressive, like really good riffs, well-written songs, a lot of layers and dimensions to the music, a lot of melodic leads and melodic passages they don't really see coming. Vocals are good, kind of reminiscent of Rob Duke's era Exodus. Just really dug this album. I couldn't speak highly enough of it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Will easily make my thrash metal list at the end of the year. I was very surprised if it didn't. It probably top 5. I was really impressed by this album, how good it was for their age, and it kind of reminds me of their first Death Angel album. Like, the guys were so young, but they put in really quality material. And this album blew me away. If you're not familiar with Executionist, please listen to this album. Fucking rips. It's just really killer thrash. I definitely want to pick up a copy on CD, so I'll have to place an order on Bandcamp from the guys, and I'll probably order a shirt at the same time. But yeah, if you're not familiar with these guys, definitely give them some love. Really, really good thrash metal album. So thanks for watching, guys. In terms of what's coming up in June, there's 2 monster albums that are coming out in June off the top of my head that I think might cause a riff in my, current kind of year-end list kind of possibilities. The new Catatonia album drops, actually I think next week on the 6th. So that's a monster album for me. I've been one of my favorite bands for many years. And near the end of the month, there's the new Sodom album, which is monstrous. That'll definitely put a wrench into my list right now, because the last Sodom album was, I think, my number 2 album of the year. It came out, and I'm expecting big things from the Sodom album. So definitely stay tuned for those reviews coming up this month or into June. And let me know down below what your top 5 albums of May 2025 were. And thanks for watching, guys. And like I said, please check out these bands on my list. You won't be disappointed, especially with the top 2. Really, really killer stuff. So thanks for watching, guys, again, and keep it metal.